consult other real estate agents. This real estate agent is saying, I'm dealing with a family, we're looking for a home, but their list of non-negotiables is just off the charts. Yeah. What do you do in that scenario?
Well, I love that they use the term non-negotiables. So
it means they're a listener, right?
It probably means they're a listener. Maybe it's their own thing. I've never heard anybody else talk about it, but I'm glad that it's helping. So what do you do when a buyer has like 800, criterion, non-negotiable items that they're looking for? One of two things really happens. Number one, it can actually be a really good thing because it means they're not going to waste time trying to figure out what they want. They already know what they want. That's a good thing. I mean, trust me, when we have a buyer sit down that's like, well, we need 3 beds, 2 baths, under 300, and other than that, we'll figure it out. You're like, oh gosh. We're going to have to show this person like 90 houses because they have no idea what they want. They're only going to know it, quote, when they see it. Maybe it's the first house, maybe it's the 400th house. I mean, that's not good. It sounds like, oh, cool, they're open to everything. No, that's the problem. They don't know what they want. So it may not be a bad thing that a buyer has a long list of non-negotiable items. Now, if it's like, we want a big lot, but we don't like to mow the grass. You're like, okay, well, these things aren't lining up. Well, that's a problem. And really, where I would consult or coach with an agent is to say, you've got to lead these clients. And so you've got to be willing to sit with them and say, hey, Brian, I really appreciate that you guys really know what you want, but I did want to point out a few things on your list that honestly are probably a little bit unrealistic. And I don't want to disappoint you because I think we're going to hit all of your big if But I want to let you know that 3 or 4 of these things are honestly a little bit contradictory and probably not all that likely. So I just wanted to ask you real quick, if this and this and that didn't happen, do you feel like you could still be really, really happy in a home? And if they say no, then you might say, hey, look, this is a good stop. This is a good point for a timeout. Because I'm telling you, in the areas you're looking and the price point you're looking, I really believe, and we do this a lot, I really believe that it's not responsible of me to tell you that we're going to go achieve that. Because, under 300, we're probably not going to have a pool house and a lazy river. So I appreciate you want that. I want that. That sounds awesome. I want to be upfront with you that that's not likely to happen. And I'm joking about those things. It could be normal things that just don't measure up when you pile them all together. So that's where an agent has to lead well and has to set appropriate expectations. And sometimes agents are afraid to tell a client no because they think that client might just say, well, I'll go find someone else. But I found 99% of the time that agent will respect your leadership, your expertise, and your authenticity and your honesty. And we'll quickly go, yeah, we kind of figured that, but we just wanted it, So I would recommend the agent to lead well. If you get one of those clients that's just belligerent and disrespectful and doesn't care, then sometimes it's best not to take that client. Actually, all the time it's best. And just say, hey, we're probably not a fit for you. I'm not confident that I can do that for you. I don't want to mislead you and I don't want to waste your time. So I'm just going to tell you up front, I don't think I can do that for you. And so you might want to find somebody else.
It's like that person at the ice cream store that doesn't really know what flavor they want.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there sampling everything and they're right in front of you. And you're sitting there for half an hour going, I just want a vanilla and that's it.
But, and then they leave without buying something.
Right.
And everybody's mad. Yeah.
And then everybody's mad. This is a real interesting question because we had that hailstorm a couple weeks ago. I heard hundreds of thousands of homes affected. There are a lot of homes that were on the market that got just pulverized. I have several questions here. What do you do in a scenario like that? Do you regroup or what?
Really, really good question. I don't know that we've ever had that question on the show.
I don't think we ever had a hailstorm like that.
We get them from our clients when hail comes through because, of course, we usually have quite a few homes on the market. And the answer is it's kind of a quick pause on all those transactions. Like pause, get a roofer out, find out what we're dealing with, make sure the buyers and sellers are talking. Is there an insurance claim? Whose claim is it? Are we going to wait to close and transfer ownership until some work is done? It is possible. Now, let me be careful. I'm not a roofing specialist and I'm not an insurance specialist. But last I knew, it is possible to transfer a roof claim. In my experience, it's not the best thing to do because that buyer really psychologically just wants it to be done. But in the situation where they cannot wait, it's my understanding that you can transfer the claim and the buyer can get the money from the old owner's insurance and get the work done. So there's a creative solution to just about every problem, but this does pose a problem. If you're supposed to close tomorrow and there's crazy hail today, if I'm the buyer, I'm going to go, whoa, time out. You've got to hand this to me in the condition it was in when I bought it. And if I'm the seller, I'm going, oh, I don't really know necessarily what do I do? Do I have to wait until all the work's done before I can sell? All that. A great real estate agent and a great insurance agent and a great roofer can help you. And if you were working with the Todd Tramonte home selling team, if you were working with me right now, Arrington Roofing and Brian Jackson would be in those conversations with us. And you can find their information online. You can go to arringtonroofing.com. You can just straight up email Brian Jackson at bjackson@c1ig.com. And you've heard me say their numbers many times. I'll say them again. But that's how it would work. We would go, whoa, quick, time out, pause. Make sure everybody knows. Sometimes the buyer's moving in from out of town or the seller's already moved out of town or something like that. We're going to go freeze, call everybody. Hey, just want you to know, last night about midnight, hail came through. The house looks fine. We've already been out to check it for you, but sometimes there's damage that you can't see from the ground. So we've got a trusted roofer on the way. We've got the seller's insurance company immediately on the way. And so the buyer's going, okay, not ideal, but these people are on top of it. The buyer's agent is like, okay, great. You guys didn't just wait to see what would happen. You called it right away. So again, it's a team effort of real estate agent, insurance agent, great roofer, and some responsible, honest, ethical, kind homeowners. And sometimes the sellers and the homeowners aren't always above board, and they want to not tell. And you're like, hey, stop, freeze. We have to talk about this. This is talk about disclosure, the question we got earlier. It's like, hey, the roof got pummeled with golf balls overnight. We needed to tell you that, no one did anything wrong, but we now have to deal with it. So hopefully that answers the question.
Here's one. You're going to love this. Got a